Hi, welcome to the second session of contributed presentations. This is the second session, the first day afternoon session. There's a separate Slack channel for your discussions and questions and answers and communication with the speakers. We have three speakers with us, although there were four speakers slated. We have three speakers with us. The first speaker is Madhumita from BNHS. Let me just introduce her. Madhumita, welcome. Welcome to the presentation. Welcome to the SITSI conference. Madhumita is a scientist at BNHS and is involved in bird migration studies, and she deploys color tags for this purpose. At this conference, she wants to convey the importance of resighting data of resighting data contributed by citizen scientists in understanding certain aspects of bird migration. So these birds are resighted and the information is sent back by citizens, and it's very, very helpful for bird migration studies. Madhumita, over to you. Madhumita, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, sir. Hello, I'm Madhumita Panigrahi, working in Wetlands Program of Bombay Natural History Society. Today I'll be presenting part of our bird migration work which we are carrying out in Jamnagar. This presentation mostly deals with the resighting of the birds which we mark through rings and flags. This is a map showing ringing recoveries in relation to Gujarat. So this map gives us a fairly good idea from where the birds are coming to Gujarat and where the birds which were ringed in Gujarat are going. But little is known about the local movement or the seasonality or the duration these birds could be spending in Gujarat, particularly in Jamnagar in our case. In order to understand what is happening at a local level as well as on a larger spatial scale, we ringed birds in coastal town of Jamnagar. We ring birds in Khijadiya bird sanctuary nearby salt pans and a beach area. Jamnagar is very well known for migratory birds and probably more for shorebirds. Among Gujarat, this could be one of the finest place to study shorebirds. Our objectives simply were to understand the migratory movements of these birds. Site fidelity means whether the bird is coming back year after year to the same place. Seasonality and dispersal pattern, how long the bird would be staying, the duration of the stay. Dispersal patterns, which are the network of wetlands or the habitat the bird could be using while it is wintering. To methods, we basically use two type of trapping techniques to trap the birds. We use aluminium alloy rings to mark the birds, as well as color flags. This is for shorebirds, and color bands for flamingos. Both of these color marking is visible through binoculars or photographs compared to the aluminium rings. However, aluminium rings last longer than these two. We also collect lot of morphometric data listed here. Coming to results, these were the total number of birds which have been color marked, means with both metal ring and color flags. And the 72 other birds out of 624 which have been resighted. 28 species have been color marked, out of which 17 have been resighted. So the total resighting is 120. This includes the individuals which have been resighted multiple times. So around 11.54% of tagged individuals have been resighted so far. We also recapture birds. Recapture means when we get the birds in the nets and we are able to again analyze them. So our recapture rate is less than 1% and our resighting rate is 11.54, way higher than what we recapture. So you can see the use of color marking in this case. The interesting part about this is the majority of the resighting which we'll be talking about is by the birdwatchers. So breaking it down further, we see here the birds which have been resighted in the same season. Here you can see 238 birds have been marked and 16 have been resighted, 288 have been marked and 22. So it seems more the birds we are marking, more resighting we are getting. After a year, we have these individuals which have been resighted, and after 2 years, so these are the birds which were ringed in 2017-18, we are still sighting some 26 individuals. What are the species which our birdwatchers are resighting? There are around 17 species. The highest among them are crab-plover and bar-tailed Godwit. This is probably because the area from where we get our resightings is very well known for crab-plovers and bar-tailed Godwits. So here is the resighting trend of crab-plover. The graph has been divided into 3 migratory seasons and each being color-coded. So this one individual which have been resighted in the rest of the 2 migratory season after ringing. Although some individuals have been resighted in the subsequent year, there are many individuals which are being resighted on the same day. So these could be the birds which are at least from the same population or from the same flock. To say that they are from the same flock, we need to see them together. So there are many of these birds that, like here you can see, are part of the same flock. So these birds might as well show a very strong flock fidelity as well. This is resighting trend of Bar-tailed Godwit. Here also we see many of the individuals have been resighted in the subsequent years after ringing, and there are also some individuals which have been resighted in the same date. Again, same assumptions that this could be from the same population or from the same flock. Uh, for example, here we see 2 of our tagged birds in the same flock. This is the overall resighting data of all the species and all the individuals. We see it starts in October, peaks in February, and goes down in May. We know that the birds are coming earlier than this because in Jamnagar they are coming by mid-July. But this year we have some birds which were sighted in August and now in September. The September birds we were able to find the tag numbers, and hence the study is in progress. What more information a tag bird can give us? Here we see eBird data of Bar-tailed Godwit. So the birds which would have arrived in September, from this data we cannot make out whether this bird would have stayed here for the entire winter or used this as a stopover site. A tagged bird can resolve that issue and give answers. So here we see the Bar-tailed Godwit which were ringed in November to February, midwinter, are spending most of their time, or we can say entire winter, in these wetlands. Same trend is with crab-plover with some data gaps. Also, we found some of the individuals of crab-plovers which were ringed in March 2019 to be resighted again in March 2020 with no resighting in between. This could imply that they could be in transit. But these are assumptions which we are making in a very small set of resighting data. It is very much possible that we may contradict in the coming seasons when there are more resightings. On the basis of ringing and resighting, we were able to trace a few of the local movements of the tagged birds. For example, the birds which were tagged in salt fens as well as Sachana had to and fro movement in between these sites. Sachana itself served as a good cluster of the tagged birds moving inside and outside. These two especially are the high tide roost. A bird ringed in Khijadiya was sighted in Bedipur. So mostly these lighter shades areas are the mudflats where the birds feed during low tide, and all these areas are serving as the high tide roost, which employs its important role in supporting the wintering birds of Jamnagar. 3 individuals of Greater Flamingo tagged in Khijadiya, Jamnagar, were resighted out of Gujarat. One of the individual ringed in February 2018 was resighted in September 2018 in Bikaner district of Rajasthan. There were drought-like conditions in summer of 2018, and this could be the reason of dispersal. Another 2 individuals in the past 2 years have been resighted from Navi Mumbai. Both these individuals were ringed as sub-adults. We already know that sub-adults disperse more than adults, and this could be a reason that the bird have not chosen the same site as wintering from the previous year, but have chosen another site. In the last migratory season, we also received resighting of a great knot, which is tagged in eastern Russia and then resighted in Jamnagar coastal area, where we get most of our resightings. Here you can see the bird have been resighted in October, January, February, and March. So it seems that the bird could have spent a substantial amount of its winter over here, or possibly would be wintering whole time in these wetlands. Previously, ringing studies were restricted to ringers and probably the hunters who used to recover and inform about the movement of the birds. After introduction of color bands, the scenario has changed a lot, and citizens have been involved in local as well as global projects across the continents in these larger studies. We thank Gujarat Forest Department for all the support, all the birdwatchers and photographers who have contributed their resighting. Special thanks to the people whose names are highlighted. These people have been actively giving us information about our tagged birds. The birds have already arrived. The season has started. So this is a bird which has been resighted a few weeks back. So if you come across any of the tagged birds, do write to us in the given email ID. After getting the required information of tagged individual, we'll be able to give you information like when and where the bird were ringed. We hope many of you can be a part of this work through your resightings. Thank you. Hello, I'm Madhumita Panigrahi, working in Wetlands program of Bombay Natural History Society. Today I'll be presenting part of our bird migration working in Wetlands program of Bombay Natural History Society. Today I'll be presenting part of our bird migration working in Wetlands program of Bombay Natural History Society. Today I'll be presenting part of our bird migration working in Wetlands program of Bombay Natural History Society. Today I'll be presenting part of our bird migration working in Wetlands program of Bombay Natural History Society. Today I'll be presenting part of our bird migration working in Wetlands program of Bombay Natural History Society.
Can you, yeah. I'm sorry for that glitch. Can you? We kept hearing. Is that okay? I'm sorry for that glitch. No problem. Can you? Yeah. Okay. Kept hearing an echo that goes off. Is that okay? I'm sorry for that. No problem. Can you?
Prabhakar, I think we'll have to turn off the YouTube.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay. So these technology challenges in these strange times are really daunting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
So, Nandini, you have a few
Yes.
questions from the audience. Can you just?
Yeah, we have some questions on Slack. So Madhumita Panigrahi wants to know, Sneha Dharwadkar wants to know if this is a mark recapture method. She might have missed the early part of the talk. And if so, how do you incorporate resighting differently from recapturing?
It's a kind of, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, it's a kind of mark and recapture, of course, because we are marking the birds. How do we differentiate? Because the way the data is collected, of course. So the resighting data is different in the recovery data. What I have shown in the presentation is the only resighting data, which other people or photographers or birdwatchers are citing. The recovery data I have not presented in this, in which more data I have collected, like the condition of the bird or the weight of the bird, those kinds of things.
Okay.
And that will be analyzed separately.
Okay. And Anand Meherwade would like to know if there is a research article accompanying this presentation or about this work.
Yes, it is in pipeline. We have done the work. I hope maybe by end of this year it will be coming out of some.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, that was really cool. So far, we only have 2 questions. Actually, we have one more that just came now. What material are you using for the color rings to make them readable in the long run?
We are using aluminum alloy rings, which are metal rings, so which is not readable. The one which we are talking is color flags, which is Darvik plastic. It is this is not from India. We are procuring it from outside, from Poland, and it's a kind of a plastic in which the letters are inscribed. The colors is on the protocol which we follow internationally. So we follow a protocol from East Asian Oscillation Flyway. So the colors depend upon what others are following, and then we pick up colors.
Okay, that was a question from Sham Fartyal. Now, Farah Ishtiaq wants to know what proportion of ringed birds are recovered.
Less than 1%. recovered in the sense if you are telling about recapture, then less than
Yeah.
1%. If resighting, it is 11.54.
I see. I see. Okay. All right. That's a very cool answer. All right. I think we are okay. People say they're looking forward to your article, but I think we have exhausted our questions. I'm sure there will be more. They are slowly coming in. So please stay on chat on Slack and answer
Sure.
them when you find the time through the conference.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhumita, for that nice
Thank you.
talk. The next talk